Good morning, Susie Cobden. I don't know what today's topic's about, just empowerment. There's so many things been going through my mind, and like all of you, I'm human, and the energy of the planet at the moment is purifying, it's detoxing, it's bringing all sorts of things up in all of us, and I'm not immune to that. I must admit, knowing what I know and having the toolbox on hand has made it a lot easier to navigate. And I'm constantly being bombarded with pieces of information, empowering information. I was eating breakfast this morning, and I like to choose something that's healthy and is going to serve my body best, and I generally ask what that is, but following your heart and eating what you feel like eating is the most important, and normally I will have some muesli, some yogurt, things that will support my body and my physical system. This morning I felt like toast smothered with peanut butter, and I could go into the feelings of how unhealthy this might be for me, and guilt about the fat that's in it. But the thing is, my body will cope with whatever it's given, and the fact that I'm feeling like peanut butter on toast is because my body is wanting something that will supply. So if we can all get over the feelings of this isn't serving me, this is fattening, this is unhealthy, and just allow whatever we feel like to be. And I don't mean binge eating, because that comes from the mind, that comes from habits, it comes from a need to satisfy something. But just listening to your heart and just genuinely eating or doing, what you feel like doing. Our heart is our natural guidance system, and whatever we enjoy doing most is a hint to our reason for being here, our purpose. Our purpose is not something other than having fun. My purpose is here to help guide or to help assist people in discovering their true selves, and in doing so, finding the joy and the freedom that they crave, finding the life that, they were born to live. And for you, it might be, being content in your own being and having a family, and, or it might be something completely different. We don't have the same roles, and no one role is better than another. There's no judgment. We're all here to do something a little bit different, and that's great, because it's the diversity that supports the world, that supports humanity. But coming back to the food, something that doesn't serve my body right now, we tend to think, especially if we've had conditions for a long time, if we've had digestive issues, for example, and I know a lot of people who are gluten intolerant, who are celiacs, who have big resistances to lots of different types of food. And the longer we're in a condition like that, the more we believe that our body can't handle these types of foods. But the longer we're in a situation like that, the more we believe it, and the more emphasis we put on it, and the more we tell our body that we can't handle these foods. And the more the symptoms persist, and it becomes a circle. You know, we eat, we feel sick, we tell our body, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that, it wasn't good for me. Our body says, yes, ma'am, and gives you more symptoms. Our body can change in a blink. And from moment to moment, you know, what makes us feel ill now might be what our body needs, you know, in half an hour. Our body is always calling for what it needs. As long as our mind is out of the way, then we can have and eat and do and be anything we desire to be or do or have or eat. But our whole life is shaped by our beliefs. And that's why it's so important to get to know yourself, to get to see who you are at the core, to become aware of your thinking, your patterns of belief, and what's creating your life, what's setting the limitations, what's holding you back. Because it's only through doing that that we can set ourselves free. Yes, I say follow your heart. Find what gives you joy in the moment. Focus towards the life that you want. And by doing all of these things with awareness, anything that's in your way will come up and you will get to deal with that. You will get to see it for what it is. You will get to understand it and see how it perhaps has served you in the past and how it doesn't anymore. But we can't put the blinders on and not see parts of ourselves. And while ever we hide from the parts of ourselves that we don't like, while ever we ignore our beliefs, while ever we stay unaware of what we're thinking and what we're saying, until we become conscious awareness and do things consciously and say and think things consciously, then we haven't got a hope of changing our lives in any great manner. Know thyself. And through knowing ourselves, we'll know our inner being, we'll know God, we'll know the power, the limitless self that we are. And it's through accepting and knowing that power that we're given opportunities to use it. And our path opens up ahead of us. We start to see things that have always been there that we've never seen before. We start to see and feel in different ways. So when things come up now, they're much more subtle than they used to be. And they don't last the length of time they used to last. And they're not as hard to deal with, because I see everything as the gift that it is. And when you can look at something from a different perspective, then it doesn't become that big bad gremlin that it used to be. So if you're truly ready to move on and discover your true self and to live the life that you want to live, and you want some help, reach out. And if you're happy doing it alone, then I congratulate you. And I'm glad that you're in the group, and I'm glad that you're here and contributing. I just want, and want probably is not the right word, because I know we're all at different stages of development. But I would just like you all to be happy and living the best versions of yourselves that you can. So have a wonderful day. Reach out, send me a private message if you want some help. and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.